here
in writing the cosmology, in expanding on the mythos of Mu for our fabulous green pill extraordinaire. It's been quite a hootenanny revisiting how we got into this mess. You know, I mean, I think it started for me of late doing that disconnecting from the moon and exploring your experience of fake sun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, disconnecting from the moon, and by that I don't mean just cutting a few cords and saying, oops, I say no. I'm talking about fucking unravelling it from your very DNA / whatever it is that is the receiving signal. So in tuning into what is the receiving signal, it's felt metallic, liquid mercury, like that kind of thing in the body. I can feel it up and down the spine. I can feel it around the cells. So the one thing I found that moves it is the luminosity when you pump that Ramu Tet.
All right.
So have a go. But in doing that, I've definitely felt, when I say less affected by the moon, I mean it just less affected by the moon. I don't know how to say it. It's like it just doesn't figure.
Yeah.
It just doesn't figure, right? And so then I started looking at fake Sunaruni. And what I found interesting was when I connected to Mu's soul star as the sun. Not only did it feel, when I say old, what I mean is, oh yeah, you know, this is the way, I've done this before. So it felt familiar, that's the word.
Yeah.
So not only did it feel familiar, it felt like when I pulled it into myself, or when I connected with the frequency and saw the effect, it was almost like at the deepest purpley indigo went right up through me. It was like a different light spectrum opened, right?
Wow.
And so then I could really feel the burning of the fake sun. And it was like just really that for me, when I found how my connection was to the fake sun, it was like a fog, an opaque fuckery, like a fogness in, through and around me that was like harvesting the energy and like taking my imprint. And as it was going up to the sun, the fake sun, it was like the moon in turn was reflecting that, but reflecting it through mirror technology. I never really got the mirror thing until, right, the mirror. And so as this mirror technology was reflecting back, it was reflecting like the opposite of whatever it was that it was reading. So if it read that I was, you know, an open, loving being, then it would reflect back to me something where that open, loving being would be either exploited, made wrong. I would.
Oh my God.
But so anyway, as I'm saying, so with all this disconnection, you know, it's not just about saying a few revocations and cutting a few cords. You've got to get it out of however it was imprinted upon you. And then, baby girl, all dimensions of self, because compartmentalized is your multidimensional experience. As soon as the walls or the maze lifts from that, there'll be no one but you with all this experience wisdom. So this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about an organic self. So you can have an organic self here on this timeline here and now, right? And there are heaps of dimensions of self off there having their multidimensional experience, which in turn are having an experience, right? But one of them, there'll be one organic self that started the multidimensional. Dig it?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do.
So there might be in that organic self in Atlantis time, right? But when this whole thing lifts and the time goes, you'll still be there left standing in Atlantis, wherever. Because once this whole thing goes, you'll see there is no time. So there is no division of Atlantis or this self or that self or whatever. It's all you. Okay, let me just backtrack a bit. Let me say it like this. Here's you on the organic timeline, a little ball of light, ready to create your physical expression, your physical experience. Boom, here it is, physical experience. You create it, I create it, we have a collective reality. We have to say, how did the archons get in? Well, that's
Okay.
the next chapter.
Yeah, go.
Oh, bugger. Bugger. So, what I'm saying is, on that organic timeline where we've manifested our physical experience, we manifested the ability to have multi-experience simultaneously,
Yeah.
right? So when these fuckeries came in and took over, they took over and compartmentalised it. So we lost the fact that we were dreaming. And we identified with that outside being true. Dig it?
Yeah, yeah.
So as soon as that quarantine's lifted, as soon as that thing's lifted where you start to realise, holy shit, this is just in my mind. This is a consciousness invasion. I'm okay. On the organic timeline, I'm 100%, baby. There's nothing wrong. And you start to feed into that reality. You see the difference.
Oh my
See if you
God.
can feel the difference. Now, I'm not purporting to know it all, but I know it all for me, right? And I've had my mosaic shattered, my mosaic of understanding beat up, shattered. What I'm doing is trying to pick it up and put it together. There's a little piece over here that gets triggered, a little piece over here. Only you can find your truth. Be inspired, be provoked, be unsettled enough that you search for your own. But your own is there. You'll find it. You'll fucking find it.
Wow.
You're into
I
this. Oh, I'm having a rant today, I know.
Oh, it's okay. I've got really emotional before about that whole mirror thing
thanks.
and about even
really?
like when you were talking about two parts. One, when you talk about the mirror thing and how it reflects back to you the opposite. I just had this moment of kind of going, A, those cunts, and B, was like, oh my God, maybe all that shit isn't my fault. Holy shit.
When
It
did you
just-
ever think it was
just-
your fault?
I don't know, but it surprised me. It surprised me
Right.
like, holy shit, so it's not just me. I think that's probably a bit more accurate. It's not
I think
just
you're
me.
manipulated. I think we're all manipulated. I mean, if you go
Yeah.
into that core self, there's nothing wrong. You're 100% whole. You're 100% well. You have purpose. You have connection. So what's wrong?
No, I know, but it was just the realization of going,
Oh, sorry.
yeah, it was just a realization, which is why I kind of got a bit emotional. I'm just like, maybe it was like a really bit of a relief, maybe. Maybe that's what it was. But the second part was when you were talking about how when the consciousness invasion finally ends and everything lifts and the no time basically comes, like we all remember that there is no time and we're all living on that organic timeline. I totally was sipping what you were spilling in that moment. I could actually feel the truth of the no time, that suddenly all the dimensions of self are just, we are just there. There's no division. There's no
Waking from the
compartmentalizing. Yeah, absolutely. That was just so a truth.
I mean, writing this cosmology has made me really put pedal to the metal, as in, it's all very well to say, they take our energy. Well, how do they take it and where do they take it? Oh, they've controlled us. Well, how do they control us and how can we not be controlled? It's like, I get it, and what's been good for me is I've had to actually really go through and answer those questions.
Yeah.
So not just for myself, but for Moo, in the sense of I've had to then go and connect and feel her version of it all. You know? Like feel get out of this motherfucking thing. I mean, the way I look at it, or the way I'm seeing it, the Anunnaki are just another Anthropos 10. Except they didn't develop on Earth, Moo. Right?
They didn't. Yeah.
No, they developed off planet. Therefore, they don't have what we've had developing with her. Like, we've got a hotline. To mainline Moo, as you know, yes please. They've not had that. They've grown up on where they've grown up on. You know, so, you know, like the way I feel it's happened is here's another nesting of Anthropos 10 that hasn't grown up on the mothership. They've been infiltrated with this whole Archon thing, and they've fallen for it in the sense of they even reproduce like they do through cloning. They've really bred out any ability to connect with that original compassion, etc. Right? And so when they saw Moo, because don't forget the Archons are around, like the way in my cosmology, here's Moo and the Archons formed a solar system around her. Right? They've been trying to get at her and us for a while, but the natural defences have been there. Right? How do they get in? Anthropos 10 from outside of the system decides it wants in. How can they say no? It's matching our DNA template. In it comes.
Oh my God.
And in comes Archontic influence. Right? Now, those fuckers did not have the ability for multi-dimensional expression. We got that from growing up on Moo. You know, we got the supercharged juju, right? So it's like, not only do they look at us like, oh, we'll take this, thanks, but they're completely fallen into the Archontic agenda. Transhumanism. They've bred out so much of their connection to source that literally, even having 1 or 2% is not running the realities anymore. They need us to run their realities. Right? So whether or not there's hope for these Anunnaki, in the sense that, hey, they've got the original template, maybe they just need to connect with the Moo stuff. Again, I don't give a shit. If you're anti-life, move over, move out, because there's no place for you in the new Earth.
Yeah.
I kind of get that they think they're superior. I kind of get that they think they're superior because of, you know, the fact that they've got technology, whereas in true effect they've become the coveters because they want what we got growing up as the privileged children on Moo. See, they're just playing their natural thing of not being able to handle their mastery. You know? Which is what destroyed the Anthropos in the past.
Not being able to handle their own mastery.